Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. It's Katya, Raw Women's Wisdom. Great to be here. Thank you for all the new subscribers and welcome. And thank you for joining me. And look forward to sharing some wisdom with you in forthcoming videos and my experiences from being 20-year raw vegan. And lots of other stuff, of course, from just being on this planet for a long time. So first of all, I want to give an update on some of the things that have been developing since I'm no longer vegan, and my diet now consists of around 90% animal foods. Some days 95, and I've even had days of 100%. Unbelievable. It's like one extreme to the other, you might be thinking. But let me tell you, this was not intentional. This has just developed of its own accord. And interesting enough, I decided to take out a lot of the foods I was eating just to see what would happen. And then I'd reintroduce them. Well, I've discovered quite a few things. And one is I was allergic to almonds and macadamias, pecans, walnuts, nuts in general, and some coconut does actually bring on allergic symptoms. First thing, runny nose, wanting to clear my throat. So I've got something really incredible to report. Now, most of my life I have been allergic, if you like, to cat hair. I love cats. I've got 2 of them. And they would give me itchy eyes just around the hair. And of course, cat hair allergy is the most common allergy for people. And I'd be sneezing and my throat would be scratchy and all kinds of stuff would start happening, itchy ears. So over the last month, this has become less and less and less. It's almost disappeared. I had never not been able to be around cats and not had any reaction whatsoever. Also, I don't wake up in the night with a scratchy, dry throat. So that's also gone after years and years. I mean, hallelujah. Do you believe this? I'm loving it. So, people are saying to me, why don't you go back onto raw vegan for a while and do a detox? Well, let's face it. Glutathione is something that's needed by the liver to detoxify itself. And where do you find that? Protein. So my liver is detoxifying itself because I've had some kind of skin tags just drop off. I've got different texture in my skin, particularly on my arms. It's firmer, it's tighter. Some of the little spots and things are just going. So what that's telling me, my liver is detoxifying. And the vegan diet that was high carb, high sugar, was causing a lot of glycation, and it was really upsetting my liver big time. So that's another bonus. I got a couple more to share. My teeth, not only are they feeling so anchored in my gums, but I have no plaque when I go to floss. There's no plaque on the gum line, and there's no plaque on the teeth. I have clean floss, not like it was when I was eating vegan, let me tell you. Even though I didn't eat grains, right, the fruits, the plants would still leave a residue, and it would be on the flossing tape. Nothing now. It's just super clean. So what is this telling us? If we ate a lot of meat and maybe, twice a day, 3 times a day. I mean, what is the right amount? We're all finding our own way with this. But, I'm in a culture, Thai culture, that do have animal foods 3 times a day. They have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And there's women who are working in the fields in the 70s and 80s just around me here. And they have incredible strength and agility. And they're not weak and they're not feeble. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that shortly. So these are incredible improvements, and I am more gobsmacked than anybody else, like I've said in previous videos. It really is blasting everything I knew about plants and rejuvenation out the window, right? The other thing is, because my teeth have become so much stronger, they're not sensitive, I have more confidence. I can clamp down and chew on a tendon, a meaty tendon, without fear of my teeth breaking or a tooth busting. Not the same last year. Well, no, end of 2017, the beginning of 2018, I broke 4 teeth, not all at once, but in succession over 4 or 5 months. Once eating macadamia nuts, second time eating raw carrots, they just snapped. Third time the nuts again. And the fourth one, I'm not quite sure. It was something quite hard, but certainly not as hard as a tendon, a chewy tendon, or, at the end of a bone. And so that's made me feel really confident in my ability to chew well, right? I'm just amazed, particularly the allergy side. That's incredible. So, and of course, my sleep is deeper. The other thing that's so valuable is, so hot here, believe me, at the moment, but is I have this different reaction to stress. Now, we all get stressed. But previously, when I was vegan and I got stressed, my body would react. Palpitations, things would happen, or I'd feel tension in parts of my body, or I'd feel the rise of anxiety. It doesn't happen anymore. And it's kind of a grounded stress. So I'm able to think through things in a very logical fashion to find solutions. I don't have this panicking, scatteredness. That, my friends, is priceless. It really is. And I wouldn't swap that again. No way. So this is how it is for me at the moment. And I'm almost, zero carb or very low carb. And it's certainly healing me. How long I'll be on this, I don't know. But like so many other ex-vegans, they're going to the other side, the dark side, because they're establishing that they've had allergies that they didn't recognize when they were vegan. They didn't put that down, those allergies, as the cause of veganism. So there's lots of foods I'm finding that I react to. And I have herbs. Goat cola is one that I love. At the moment, I'm having some really rich chicken soup, which I absolutely love. So I've been having that a lot with chicken hearts and organs, and it's just beautiful. So nourishing foods, and I feel very nourished, really satiated. So that's happened. The skin of my body has changed. People say to me, you look different. I definitely look different in photos. And skin's tighter everywhere. So that's telling me I'm getting incredible amino acids. And my muscle is staying on. Now, previously, there was times where I really loved working out in the gym, but I'd have to do it every day to keep muscle on. And if I missed a couple of weeks, or even a week, less than a week, a few days, it would disappear. And it was so discouraging and disappointing. I think, why is this happening? Now I do very little. I bicycle. I've been doing a little bit of weights, but the muscle stays on, and I just feel so much stronger, particularly in my core. So that's something I wanted to just briefly talk about too, and that is the importance of having muscle as you age. And muscle is really, I'm discovering, the longevity organ. It really is. Let's face it, it covers all of our body. Its functions are still being explored, and it really does play a big part in how we age. We're so conditioned to seeing people age and get feeble and get weak, and we kind of have been told that we can expect to have falls and breakages and break bones and lose our ability, our balance, and ability to lift, and all those kinds of things. So that terrifies people. No wonder they're frightened of aging. And of course, we see it. in aging, nursing homes, and we've probably seen it with our parents, and if we've had elderly family members around, they become weak, they become stooped over, they lose their muscle mass. Now, what I'm discovering is, and there's a couple of stories here. There's one with my father who had an accident many, many years ago, and 60 years ago or so, a bit more than that now. And he dislocated a hip. He was in traction in hospital for about 6 weeks. Now, he didn't do the rehabilitation. He didn't do the exercise to build up his body again. So his mobility became jeopardized, and as time went by, he was less and less able to, be independent in so many ways. He was limping to the point where, he just couldn't do simple tasks and lost his muscle. Now, it's really important because in order to keep our independence as we get older, but not only that, if you're a vegan for a long time and you're losing a lot of muscle mass, I can guarantee that you're not going to have a future where you can feel confident in your ability to take care of yourself, okay? And when you have a lot of muscle mass, you do feel naturally confident. Why? Because you're able to navigate surfaces without that fear that you're going to trip and fall and break a bone. You really do feel stronger in your core. I certainly do. My legs are much stronger, and I feel confident, climbing rocks and all kinds of things. Right? So that's one thing. The other thing is you want to be able to, open things, and you can do it a lot more easily. Your strength is important. You want to be able to lift a heavy basket of washing if you need to, move some furniture around, lift a heavy pot. All of these things enable you to stay more independent as you get older. So retaining muscle mass is extremely important, and I want to get this across to you all, how important it is and how we need protein, more protein as we age. Why? Well, we're discovering that we need to keep our muscle mass on. And, for many of us, and older people too, when they get to a certain stage where they find that they can't digest meat well, or they cut back on it because it feels heavy and it's just uncomfortable. And generally that's because they're not producing hydrochloric acid. We do decrease the production of hydrochloric acid as we get older, but we can prevent that by eating foods, cultured foods in particular, that will help stimulate that. So that's one thing that puts people off. The other thing is a lot of people lose their teeth, especially if they're vegan. They can't chew very well. So it's too much hassle for them to be eating meat. So they prefer not to. So generally it's been shown that older people tend to eat less meat, and that becomes more and more as they age. And so, of course, their protein requirements are not met, and it leads to more frailty. So we want to not have that happen to us. And you guys might be listening and you're in your 30s and 40s and they go, oh, well, don't worry about that. But let me tell you, I see younger people who are losing a lot of body mass already. And, once our hormones, we reach a peak, in our 30s and 40s, we start to lose muscle mass. And, by the time you reach your mid-40s and early 50s, you could have start to lose, 5% every year. And it accelerates. Then it stabilizes, but you do end up losing quite a lot if you don't maintain it by eating more protein-rich animal foods. And the other thing that's really important is leucine is found in pork in particular. Pork's an amazing meat. We've been told it's bad. It took me ages to get my head around eating pork. I never ate it even when I was, before I was vegan, because I just got taken in with all the brainwashing. It's bad, it's filthy, but it's not. It's extremely rich in nutrients. That's why a lot of Asian people eat it. They thrive on it. And it's particularly high in leucine. Now, leucine has the ability to put a brake on cortisol production, blood sugar. It regulates that. And it's very important. It's needed for muscle production, to keep muscle mass. So it becomes much more important that we increase our protein needs as we get older. Can a vegan diet supply that? Look, you know, there are people in the world who do thrive on the vegan diet, but they're so few and far between. They really are. And when you have to have a diet that requires lots of supplementation, it really makes it difficult in so many ways to maintain it, because you might run out of supplements, or you can't, you know, how do you know your body's absorbing it? Just goes on. And that's why when you just eat real foods, meats, organ meats, fish, eggs, if you feel attracted to dairy products, unpasteurized, raw dairy products, you don't have to worry about that anymore. You don't have to worry about supplements because you're getting it all. And I'm proving it myself. I'm seeing it in my body. It is getting the nutrients it was missing before. And I just love this feeling of strength. It was so difficult for me to put on weight as a vegan. And I was eating a lot of calories, believe me. You know, I could eat 2 or 3 avocados quite easily, lots of fats, and, you know, but it was in the form of raw oils and things like that. So nuts, of course, you know, nuts, extremely high in fats. But I still could not put on the weight. It was just fascinating. And I think because I had some gut problems as well, but I wasn't getting those animal fats and the cholesterol and all the rest. So that's what's going on. And we need to spread this message and tell people who are vegan, and the ex-vegans now that are regaining their health. They're thriving, feeling fantastic. Their hair is growing back, their nails are growing back, they're sleeping, their anxiety's gone, their depression's gone. They can think more clearly. They have a more focused, slower speech. They can retrieve information easily. Their brains are being fed. So all of these things we need to share, because these are our own direct experiences. And they need to be shared. And we don't want to deplete ourselves unnecessarily and create malnutrition and possible irreversible damage. I'm still healing some of the damage, but every week I feel better. And I love having this muscle that is giving me a stronger sense in my whole being, feel more confident. And that's an insurance for me. Take me further into my life. It's going to enable me to do the things, the climbing, you know, the physical things that I want to do, climbing as in, you know, climbing hills and you know, hiking and bike riding and all that kind of stuff. I can actually do it because my body is strong. So it is important to have a strong body as we age. All right, so I wanted to share all this with you. And yeah, muscle really is the longevity organ. All right, so please share your comments below. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to joining you all again soon with another topic. Okay, lots of love, and bye for now.